FEM w STEM. Dlaczego dziewczyny idą do nauki? In a time not long ago, and in a land not far away, but here and now, there is a place which feels like a fairy tale of everything physics. It's a place of multitude of dimensions, where particles collide and scientific wizards from all around the globe do their magic. It's called CERN, which stands for Conseil Européen pour la Recherche Nucléaire, or in English, European Organization for Nuclear Research. And in this episode of FEM in STEM, two incredible guides will help us pass through the portal to that land of modern physics. One of them is Maite Barroso Lopez, Deputy Head of the Information Technology Department at CERN, and the other is Natalia Szczepanek, a Scientific Computing and Data Analytics Engineer at CERN. They will explain CERN, share some insider knowledge, and tell us why conferences like a massive Summit Women in Tech, organized by Education Foundation Perspektywy and happening 4th and 5th of June in Warsaw, is helping female scientists and why it's worthwhile to participate. I'm Magda Gacyk, host of the podcast, and I will be merrily going on that trip with you, dear listeners. How did all this start, this fantastic adventure with CERN? Because I'm guessing it's not only fascinating work, but also an adventurous trip. Maite Barroso Lopez.
For me, it was an adventure that started a long time ago. I arrived to CERN in 2001 already. So I was brought here, I think, guided by being eager of having an international experience. I had already left my home country, Spain, 2 or 3 years before, and I was enjoying it a lot. I had been working in other European countries before. I came to Switzerland, and then I already knew what CERN was doing, but as a telecom engineer, I didn't know there was a place for me here. I thought this was a place for physicists, and for very, very bright, top physicists. So once I was in Switzerland and in Geneva, I got to know some people working at CERN, and then I checked the jobs that were open at the moment, and I saw this fantastic opening to work to build the new computing model for LHC, for this great new accelerator that was being built to really help answer some of the biggest questions in science. And this was something that touched me a lot. And then this international environment from people all around the world working together. So I applied saying, okay, maybe they also have something for me. Computing is closer to my skills, to my background, to my heart than physics. And I got the job already, so it was very fast. And I thought I was going to stay here for a few years. But I loved it so much, and I think it was mutual because they decided to continue the collaboration for me for a bit longer, and that way I made it till today. And I can still say it is mutual love, maybe, or at least on my side. I'm very happy. These years have gone so quickly, and is the possibility to work with so many interesting people of all ages, like Natalia, like women, men from I don't know how many countries, that makes it so interesting every day coming to work that it's an adventure. It's fantastic.
Natalia Szczepanek.
So for me, actually, it was similar in terms of the fact that I also wasn't aware that I can come at CERN. And I was at my previous company at Samsung in Poland, and at some point I needed to choose if I want to stay there almost forever, let's say, because I was planning to even move to Korea. But then I realized that maybe there is something more a bit closer in Europe. So I started looking around and looking for jobs, and at the same time my friend, very good friend, got a job at CERN, and he wasn't a physicist, so I was super surprised. And so I was looking also for opportunities at CERN from that moment, and I found a fellowship which when I read the description, I said, wow, I think I fit. So I sent an application, and a few weeks later I was accepted to the interview. That was the first interview. After another few weeks, I got an invitation for second interview. And in the meantime, I also had other like the different job interviews, but I wanted to postpone them as much as possible because I wanted to know what is the final answer from CERN. And yeah, I got accepted. So I was very happy. I turned down all other job opportunities, and I'm super happy that I did it. I would do the same thing again. And now, after 2.5 years, I am still a fellow in IT department, and I am very happy that I made that decision.
Do you remember your first impression, first moments at the legendary CERN? Excited, overwhelmed, maybe a bit scared? Natalia.
So for me, it was, I think, mix of everything what you just said. Overwhelming in terms that that was my first time when I moved abroad. Very exciting because I really wanted to do that, but it was out of my comfort zone at the same time. So I think it was a mix, really. But the environment is extremely nice here. I met wonderful people. My team is full of inspiring people who are very supportive. So I felt invited, let's say.
Maite.
For me, it was a bit similar, and I still remember it as it was the first day. I came from industry, from a very structured environment. When you are young, I was working in Ericsson, which was a fantastic company, I think, to start a career, because in terms of role models, in terms of structure, standards, coaching, it was very organized. And when I came here to CERN, the research world is a bit more, I don't know how to say it, you have more space to decide yourself how to get organized. And suddenly you are working with all these experts, very inspiring, that help you a lot. So it is a bit overwhelming. At the same time, it is challenging and inspiring. And there are so many directions you can grow, you can learn. It was a big change. I repeat what Natalia said, out of my comfort zone. And I think for many years I felt out of my comfort zone because really you work with people that is very at the top of the knowledge, is a continuous inspiration, and it makes you grow every day in so many directions. Inspiring for me would be the summary, yeah.
If you were to describe your current place of work, where unimaginable magic of physics is happening, if you were to describe the stuff of legends that CERN is, what would you say? Is it possible to describe it in simple words? Maite.
Okay, I would say CERN is a place where scientists and engineers from all over the world, many ages, 100 countries, come together to ask themselves and work on some of the biggest questions in science. What is everything made of? How did the universe begin? What are the forces that are shaping our world now? And to explore all this, we build these powerful machines called accelerators, the LHC at the moment, to smash the particles at nearly the speed of light. And then from this we learn the rules of nature. Now for this, we are 7,000 scientists of all types of profiles. Diversity, probably, and collaboration are the powers of CERN, I think, are the strength. Diversity means that we are all very different. We need many different profiles to contribute to really shape this, because the nature is done of such a variety and diversity, and what we are studying is the forces of nature. You really need this diversity and this collaboration, which is essential. The power of CERN is not the strength of the individuals, is when you put all these individuals with their different skills to work together towards a common goal.
Natalia, Maite was telling us about this global community of scientists, 100 countries contributing with their top specialists, but I will dig deeper. How many men? How many women?
Okay, that's a good question. That's the place which has much more men than women. That's definitely. And even in my team, I am the only female fellow. There is 3 women, I think, in my section out of more than 20 people, and that's the problem for the technical, the very technical department. But we have initiatives. There is an initiative like 25 by 25 that we should, as an organization, achieve 25% of women by 2025, and we almost reach that number. As I said, there is still a room for improvement in a deep tech department, but it's improving. We need to keep going and hire, I hope, hire more wonderful women.
We are in a time that there are more women probably than ever before entering the STEM fields in the last years. This includes places like CERN, where we also see more brilliant women joining as physicists, software engineers, technicians, project leaders. So there is progress, and I think it's very inspiring for those of us here. But we are still not where we would like to be. I think there is a place for improvement, and we are still underrepresented in the technical roles especially. And not only in technical roles, I think also in leadership, to have in the decision-making positions where there is a bit of a gap. We have these initiatives at CERN to support the growth in these areas, and I think is both to increase the numbers, but also to inspire the young generations and to attract, because I think the role model and to join an organization where you find people like you can be easier to join. And when you see females in top positions and in technical positions, and part of your team is people that maybe are closer to you, it's easier, and I think it's easier to attract.
For most of us, CERN is this scientific ivory tower that seems impossible to climb, but you are living, breathing proof that this is possible. What would be your advice for girls who look up that tower of science and dream to be at the top one day? Natalia.
One thing that I would like to say to me when I was younger is to don't be afraid, and look for opportunities, because they are around. You just need to look for them and try to take them. I mean, now, especially nowadays, when we have access to the internet, to now also to AI, so we can really look if there is something, if there is some, I don't know, programs, internships, technical internships for us. Don't be afraid in terms of applying, because I think especially women have a problem that they don't apply if they don't fit that they are perfect fit. It's not something that men does. I think we should apply. We should try our best and show that we are capable of doing the best job and be in this environment. So I would like to recommend to really look for opportunities and don't be afraid to also ask for help. Ask for help from people who already made those steps. And sometimes it requires to going out of our comfort zones, but it's really worth it.
Yes, I think the aspect of CERN on collaboration, and there is a tradition for an inclusive culture for all type of nationalities, gender. So I think if you are curious, I think curiosity is important, creative. If you like solving problems, this is your place in general, no matter what is your scientific or technical background. You belong here. It's a community, you learn, you share your knowledge.
You belong to CERN, Distinguished Society of Scientists. This we already know. You explained to us what it's like to work at CERN. But let's wrap our heads around the areas of your research. Natalia.
As a fellow, I was hired to do very specific projects, and one of the project involves benchmarking of the computing resources that are part of the worldwide LHC computing grid, in shortcut WLCG. And what we do, we analyze performance metrics, we try to identify patterns, detect misconfigurations on the servers, search for some ways to make the whole grid more efficient and also sustainable. The sustainability, especially nowadays with the energy crisis and rising electricity prices, is very important. And here at CERN in IT, we really look for the ways how to make our work more sustainable. So this is a huge task because we are running every day a million of cores are running just to support physics research and on the physics research and CERN based on the physics research, so it's extremely important. And by optimizing the performance, we can not only improve scientific workflows, but also reduce energy consumption. So it's both a technical and environmental challenge. And also I am working in the second project when I'm doing more, let's say, deep technical stuff, as creating dashboards to monitor the data flow of the data. At CERN, every year there is 200 petabytes of data that we need to monitor, and also we need to know what is going on with that. So we need monitoring, and I'm building some dashboards to help also higher management to make better decisions about that. And yes, that's what I'm doing.
Maite.
I am the deputy department head of the information technology department. In my role, I work in the middle of technology, strategy, and collaboration. So in my daily work, I work very closely with the technical leads that are responsible for the different products and projects we use across CERN to support the experiments. Together, we evaluate the technological landscape, what we rely on, how we want it to evolve. We work with external vendors and with other research institutes. Part of my job is also coordinating and leading to help the department, to help IT to make strategic decisions about how we better support the experiments. For example, recently we did a collaborative assessment of all our software dependencies, whom we work with, whom we work to engage, and this is part of the collaborative way we work with the experiments, with the other departments, with the outside world. Working in technology is not coding all day, or when you move a bit later in your stage, it means also asking the right questions, connecting to people, and helping others to see the big picture. So basically is what I do, and I think there is a place also for more women to help shape with their perspective and their leadership to also work at this level.
Maite, you mentioned the totality of sum, the big picture, however you call it when talking about your work. Let's stay a while with this topic of seeing, thinking, dreaming big. What would be your biggest scientific dream?
I was here present when the Higgs was discovered. So from the time I joined CERN, my dream was to be part of a big discovery where the Nobel Prize would be involved, because this is something like, wow, I was already part of it. Now I would like to be part of how, what I see now is that physics is like combining with other disciplines. It's like more and more science is physics, is with astrophysics, is with other sciences. So I would like to see CERN to become a center in Europe for knowledge, like grow in other directions like we are doing now, quantum computing, artificial intelligence. I would like to see a collaboration in Europe and in the world, and that we are part of it to shape all these very promising technologies that I think will shape science, but they might even shape the day-to-day life to all of us. this is what I would like to be part of.
Yeah, so for me now it's very important that I have this opportunity to be a part of CERN and see the research institute from inside, because before you think about CERN and about those institutes as like a bubble, and when you are inside this bubble you can see how much you can do and how much you can get from the people as well. I would say that one of my dreams to be a part of something like that is already done, and I would like to continue being a part of something bigger and to feel the vision and the inspiration from the people that surround me.
You're talking about the need to bridge, connect and integrate the scientific culture, its different branches, to make it whole, so to speak. You are also talking about the value of integration programs, including bridging the gender gap. Do you think events like Women in Tech Summit, that is coming in June in Warsaw, the summit that is dedicated to girls and women in STEM, makes sense? Is it helpful?
These kind of events are not just events or conferences. They are very powerful spaces for connection, which, as we see sometimes in our day-to-day work, we are sometimes a bit lonely. So they are spaces for connection, for inspiration, and this is the seed for change. So seeing so many women from different careers, part of the walls, sharing their experiences, and it reminds us, we needed to remind ourselves that we are not alone, that there are many women in our same position and that we are all doing fine, and it is good to share and celebrate. We are still in tech very underrepresented, so these spaces are really needed to share also our challenges, to celebrate, but to share our challenges and learn from each other, and to give visibility to some roles that maybe you don't see in your organization, but when you go there, you see that there are other women somewhere else doing it, and you learn, you get inspired. I think they are very powerful.
They are extremely important for the young people, for the young generation, because we were saying that how can we attract young women to come to CERN? I think it's great that we can show ourselves there and show that it's not just for physicists, it's not just for men. We are here, we can do our job very well, and I think playing a role as a role model, those events are a perfect place for that. Also, the fact that there are some mentoring sessions and we can connect, we can interact, we can discuss, we can answer the questions that normally people have but don't have opportunity to ask the proper people. So the fact that we can network with so many different people with different backgrounds, it's amazing. Also, this event I think is good for men, not just for women. And by saying that, I mean I encounter many times the situation that I was the only woman in the room, and it was very hard for me to explain why I have, for example, sometimes a problem to ask a question without any hesitation, without overthinking about the question I'm asking. And this year, when we organized one event at CERN, when the majority, I think 90% of the attendants were female, I invited some colleagues from my section, and after the meeting they said that now they understand what I was talking about, because they asked themselves several times before they raised their hand. Should I ask this question? Is it appropriate for me to ask this question? I think it's the place that actually can show also for men how women feel in the technical position when we are just surrounded by all of them. So yeah, I think it's very important.
Thank you so much for all your thoughts and advice. Projekt Dziewczyny do nauki, zachęcanie kobiet do kariery badawczej w naukach technicznych i ścisłych, jest finansowany ze środków budżetu państwa przyznanych przez ministra nauki w ramach programu Społeczna Odpowiedzialność Nauki 2 – Popularyzacja nauki.